Good evening. Thank you, Sundar. Thank you all for being here. Actually, I just want to let you know you're here and you're supporting a great cause. As Sundar mentioned, we have been operating as a non-profit for 5 years. And the way we operate is we look at different projects in India. We see if they line up with whatever we have as our objective mission. And then we have a screening process through which we see if they are fit, they can get the funds and they can start getting the children to get the education. So what we do is we not only provide them basic necessities, we also try to make sure they get education. That's pretty important. Because at the end, we want to empower them and they can go around and do wonderful things. We'll show you a video that's probably will give you a gist of what we are doing. Actually, every year we try to showcase one of the organizations that we support. This year we are going to showcase an organization called Aim for Seva. They have a very good model wherein they have Chhatralayas that are all over India. And the way they do it and the way they get the children into school from the rural areas and then they give them education and everything is just great. So I'm going to run the short video, then I'll have a short talk. So let me run the video now. Thanks.
Time and again, many Indians have dominated the world stage. In politics, arts, music, education, and several other spheres. Indians who have inspired and continue to inspire millions. But there are many more who could achieve more, if only they had the opportunity. Consider these children in the remote interiors of India, abandoned by mainstream society, living a life of drudgery to supplement a meager family income. Children to whom education is merely a dream. But give them an opportunity and they could make a difference to their lives, to society, and to India. To a man who grew up in a village deprived of access to good education and healthcare, this realization came early.
Validation of culture of a child is a validation of the child itself. And therefore the child's individuality, along with its culture, community, parentage, is to be valued. And this is what we do.
Aim for Seva was born in 2000. Today, it has touched the lives of over 10 million people in rural India and is an NGO in special consultative status with the Economic and Social Council of the United Nations. Aim for Seva envisioned to transform society through a network of Seva. Feeding the hungry is good, but education is better. It is for life. And that became Aim for Seva's mission, to make education accessible to every child in rural areas. While statistics clearly indicate a 98% enrollment, dropout rates are as high as 48%, and the figure touches 62% in higher classes. This is largely due to inaccessible schools and economic backwardness. The problem then was complex. Children did not go to school because they did not live near a school. So, Aim for Seva attempted a novel thing. They brought their home to the school. And Chhatralayas or student homes were born.
एम पर सेवा आने के बाद मेरा गौरव अच्छे स्कूल में जाता है और अच्छा छात्रालय में रहता है. சாஞ்சி ஹாஸ்டல் வந்து எங்க குழந்தைகளுக்கு வீடு மாதிரியே இருக்கு.
A student home near a school ensured that children attended school regularly. Today, at 77 Chhatralayas in 14 states, children can dream of a bright future.
मेरा बेटा इंग्लिश पढ़ता है मेरी को इंग्लिश सिखाता है.
A typical day at the student home is like being in one's own home. Children are provided shelter, food, clothing, tuitions, medical attention and value education. All academic expenses are taken care of. Children participate in sports, yoga, etiquette, and communication skills programs, and go on picnics and educational tours. Those were our student homes in Tamil Nadu and Uttarakhand. This experience is replicated across India. Aim for Seva also manages 17 schools in 5 states, catering to over 18,000 students besides a college. 5 schools with over 4,800 students provide education free of cost. Surprisingly, while Manchakudi in Tamil Nadu has a population of just 2,500 people, thanks to Aim for Seva, nearly 4,000 students come here every day to study. Today, almost a decade later, the results have begun trickling in. Dropout rates have dropped to less than 5 to 10%. Children are more confident. There is a marked improvement in their behavior, hygiene, and health. Awards too have come in plenty. Student homes were the beginning. Healthcare was the next major initiative. Currently, Aim for Seva manages 5 hospitals, 6 clinics, and 6 mobile medical units and has served over 2 million people in rural areas. Treatment is totally free of cost.
So far, Aim for Seva has managed 100 projects in 100 months. Although Aim for Seva started in 2000 officially, it's only in 2001 we started with our first Chhatralaya or student home. In the course of these 8.5 years, we have reached out to 18,000 people, around 50,000 families living in about 2,000 villages, a total of almost 10 million people, and continuing to grow. The whole purpose of this organization is really a grassroots level movement, by which what we mean is each Chhatralaya integrated into the local community, so that the local community owns up the Chhatralaya as their project. So you have truly a network of a large countrywide movement, and that is what Aim for Seva is, an all-India movement for Seva.
Every child has unique talents. At Aim for Seva, we nurture them and help them grow as individuals.
By my being educated, my family is empowered. An empowered family impacts communities.
Empowered communities strengthen society.
Empowered societies
Make a strong nation.
If I am given a chance to redo what I have been doing, I will start Chhatralaya.
Our aim is to bring enlightenment to our society, to our country. Our journey so far would have been impossible without the generosity of several donors. We are truly grateful to them. We invite you to join the movement. You too can sponsor a Chhatralaya or student home. You can sponsor a
So as you can see, this is one of the projects that we do. In the previous year, what we have done is we have showcased other organizations that have come to us, and we have given them the forum to highlight what the cause is, what they need, and we come and showcase them every year. So last year it was another organization called SoCare, and once we do it, we also hand them over to, we are not that big, meaning we can't generate that much funds every year. So what we do is we set them up, we build the base, and then we give them to other organizations who can fund them big time. One thing here is every organization here thrives on hope. And this year it's been pretty rough for everyone, including these organizations. So we are to the bare minimum right now, and we look forward to a lot of support this year. And at one point, we even put up our hands and said, we need to do a show. We don't have any money, but let's do a show. So a lot of Upakriti volunteers, they came up and said, okay, let's put some funds in and let's do the show. We'll raise awareness, we'll get more funds to these Chhatralayas, and we don't want any disruption to any of them during their year. So any disruption we do to any of these projects, it's a lot of trouble. And these guys go back to what they were with no education or not even the basic necessities. So that's my appeal to you today. I hope you are having fun with the show, and there's a lot of colorful costumes here, so continue to enjoy the show. Thanks.